In the world of retail, competition is cutthroat.
There's a jungle out there, and it's dangerous.
These entrepreneurs have big ambitions.
My dream is to see an Incredipop in every home in America.
So they've come to our investor and his team of experts for help.
I think she can take this retail opportunity and rock it.
They'll get quizzed by real consumers.
Why is this better than regular Dough?
And get feedback.
It's real pricey.
It just looks too generic.
And in the end, Joe and Joe alone decides if they will receive the backing of Hatched Business Solutions.
I think you have so much to offer, kid.
And a chance to change their lives forever. This week, a pair of driven entrepreneurs whose bright idea for wearable safety lights is saving lives.
Every 8 minutes, a pedestrian is hit by a car.
Oh, wow.
Will it make the consumers see the light?
Yeah, I could definitely see myself getting some use out of these.
Or will the experts' concerns
It is not retail ready.
leave them stumbling in the dark?
Here's the decision.
Our investor Joe has brought together his experts. Freddie Cameron is a retail expert with over 16 years of experience, responsible for over $2 billion in product sales. And Nicole Lappin is a New York Times best-selling author and one of the nation's top financial experts, anchoring financial news on CNBC, CNN, and Bloomberg.
I am really, really excited about the product category we have set today. It is safety. What do you use for safety? That cane, Joe?
You betcha. I just keep them battered away.
It's getting more high-tech than that. We have wearable safety products. It's a huge, growing business. So there's a lot of potential money to be made. All right, guys, you ready to meet the two entrepreneurs?
Let's bring them in.
Rodger and Ron are seeking an investment to launch their wearable safety lights into retail stores.
Hi, I'm Roger Bailey, and this is Ron Byron, and we're part of the 4ID team. I handle most of the sales and marketing. Ron handles the operations and business development.
I work with a lot of our product sourcing, product development, the design of our packaging. That's kind of the strengths that I bring to the team.
4ID is a safety LED company. Our products that we have under the 4ID brand are power wraps, power spurs, and power arms.
Our LED safety products are great for people that run or bike ride at night and just want to be safe and be seen while they're out there in their outdoor activities.
And the statistics are really alarming. Every 8 minutes, a pedestrian is hit by a car. And then every 2 hours, a pedestrian is killed.
Oh, wow.
At the end of the day, we just would like to make the world a little brighter and a little safer with 4ID products.
I think you have a very strong product. You know, we want folks to be safe. We want our kids to be safe.
If it can help save lives, this is definitely a worthwhile product. But we need to learn more to see if it's a good investment.
How did you come up with this idea?
Well, I don't know if it was an aha moment or more of a uh-oh moment. I was at dusk riding my bike, training for a triathlon, and was almost hit by a car. And when I telephoned my wife to come pick me up, she was like, "You have 3 kids at home." So as a father of 3, you kind of start thinking differently. So that's when we realized, wow, we really have to do something about this. So that's where the inspiration came from.
So can you explain to me what the product does exactly? It's just a light, or does it store your information? Is there a heart rate monitor on there?
Basically, that's the product future. So we're thinking about adding a personal ID. We know that's very important for people to have ID on them in case of emergency. Also, we're thinking about putting an alarm with it.
As an avid runner myself, I know that there are other wearable safety devices with multiple functions. So if they want to stay competitive in this market, they have to do the same.
So can you show us the product?
Here, let me give you this one. And how they work, it slides on the arm, adjustable armband, 2 controls, blinking and non-blinking. Now what's really neat is they're a simple watch battery. So there's no need to have a specific battery or anything to that nature. They're continuously lit for 70 hours and 100 hours on the blinking mode.
But there are a lot of LED lights on the market for training. So what makes 4ID different?
What we believe is the versatility of the products. This is not in the market yet, the Power Wrap. It's designed to pretty much wrap around any circumference or any kind of a diameter. With these wheels, you can rotate all the way around, so no angle is impossible to get to. There's really nothing out there on the market right now in the LED category.
Okay. So what does 4ID stand for?
Yeah, I don't get it.
How'd you come up with that name?
4 identification. We also have a product which is a medical ID bracelet. So that's kind of where the name originated.
I'm not a big fan of the name. I think it just needs to say exactly what it is.
The name 4ID is left over from a totally different product. They need to rebrand with a new name that clearly communicates this product.
What do you want from us?
We are here today looking for investment, and we need help and access to the big box stores.
How many of these things have you sold?
In our first year of sales, we've sold a little over $200,000 worth of product, which is about 25,000 units.
And where are you guys selling right now?
Primarily a lot of sports specialty shops.
So what is the price point of each of the products?
Our power arms and spurs retail for $14.95, and our power wraps retail for $19.95.
So the biggest thing with your price, it's a little high. And on the spurs, are you selling it as one unit or is 2 units in the pack?
One spur. You really need one light behind you when you run.
Even though it says 1 unit, the picture is misleading. You have an image that has 2 spurs, but you have 1 spur inside the package.
I think I'm getting 2.
That's so we can go on either foot.
But
Nice comeback. Beautiful.
That's pretty, yeah.
Good.
I just recommend it's a 2-pack to add more value to the actual unit.
Having 2 spurs inside the package would solve 2 of their main problems. It would justify the price, and it will prevent confusion on the packaging.
When I look at your package, and I notice in the back of it, you push the button and it lights up. The one thing you don't want is that light to stay on. It just stays lit on the shelf, and then your batteries are dying quicker than what the package says. Then you run the risk of actually getting a return. I just recommend, just tweak your packaging and prevent folks from being able to click on a button.
Absolutely, Freddie.
Okay, so here's the deal, guys. Tomorrow, we are setting you up with a retail challenge. Right here, we're turning this into our hatched pop-up store. So you're gonna be able to interact with consumers one-on-one and pitch your product. And we're really interested to hear their consumer feedback.
And that's gonna help Joe make his final decision.
Go in there and rock the house with that challenge.
Thanks, Freddie.
We're really looking forward to the retail challenge. We can't wait to get in front of the consumers, and we're excited to get their feedback.
Coming up, will the consumers take a drive with 4ID safety lights?
Yeah, I could definitely see myself getting some use out of these.
Or will they slam on the brakes?
I have absolutely no idea why it's called 4ID, and they really need to change that.
Rodger and Ron hope to turn 4ID into a retail success. They got a ton of feedback from our experts.
The picture is misleading. You have an image that has 2 spurs, but you have 1 spur inside the package.
But before our investor Joe decides if he's going to financially back them, he needs to hear from potential consumers. So today, Rodger and Ron will have to pitch their wearable safety lights to over 100 consumers. They will then give their feedback in a survey, which will be analyzed closely by Nicole and Freddie before Joe makes his final decision.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
How you guys doing?
Good. I'm Rodger.
Hey.
I'm Ron. Nice to meet you.
What do you guys have here?
We're 4ID. We're a safety LED company, and we provide products that keep you safe and seen at night. We have 3 main products: power arms, power spurs, and then power wraps.
Okay, so I'm like running at night so I don't get hit by a car.
How cool.
One of the most effective marketing strategies is in-store demonstrations. Let's see how consumers react to 4ID once they had a chance to try it on.
Can I try it on?
Yeah, absolutely. Try a power arm. You slide it over your arm, and then press it.
It's super comfortable, and I like how light it is.
For the gun.
Okay, what if my guns are too big?
I guess they are durable then if my muscles couldn't break them.
And then we have the power spur for the heel. It goes here, boom. And you can shake it, try to kick it off. You can't.
That's on there firmly.
To see it go on your shoe like that was really cool.
4ID lit up the consumer's interest, but will they race to the store to get one?
Yeah, I could definitely see myself getting some use out of these.
4ID, I actually did like them quite a bit.
I like the safety of it because I do like to ride my bike.
I run, so that's something that I would definitely end up using.
I only have time to run at night, so it's definitely something I would consider. I really like night running, but I'm always advised that it is rather dangerous.
As a girl running at night, it's really scary. By having a light, I feel a little bit more safe.
Similar safety gadgets with multiple functions are already on the market. If 4ID wants to stay competitive, they have to do the same. Let's see if our consumers agree with me.
Is there anything else it can do? Does it just light up?
It blinks.
You know what would be really, really cool is if you guys actually had like an MP3 player in here too.
Maybe tracks your heart rate, how many beats per minute, or GPS and stuff like that.
No, great recommendation.
4ID needs something more to connect it to a phone or to music, a potential heart rate. I feel like by itself, it's too limiting.
Consumers thought 4ID was a helpful light-up product, but will the name leave them in the dark?
What's it called?
The brand is called 4ID.
4ID?
I don't really understand the name.
I'm not exactly sure what the name means.
4ID doesn't really tell you much about the product.
I have absolutely no idea why it's called that, and they really need to
change that.
They did explain it's for the purposes of identification.
Is that for identification?
That is for identification, yes.
But I think there's so many more creative names they could come up with.
I'm not the least bit surprised by our consumers' reactions. Hopefully this is a real wake-up call for them to change the name.
The experience today is extremely overwhelming. Consumers coming in all day long. I can't remember how many times we've pitched this product. It's been so many. It's both exhilarating and demanding at the same time.
Our retail expert Freddie had a big concern about the price. Will the consumers feel the same?
And what's the price of these?
$14.95 for the arms and spurs, and then $19.95 for the wraps.
Oh, wow. That surprises me right there. I'd easily pay $20 for one of these products.
I actually think the price is really good. I think they're really reasonably priced.
I would probably spend that much.
Can't put a price tag on a life.
You cannot.
Consumers are okay with the price, but what are they actually getting for their money?
I see that there's 2 on their feet. Do you get 2 in the package, or is it just 1? 20 bucks gets me 1, or do I get both of these?
I get a pair for my shoes, or I just get 1 in a packet?
1 in a packet currently.
So I had to buy 2 packets?
That's a little misleading.
I think 4ID definitely should put 2 in a pack, but I feel like most people are gonna want more than 1 4ID.
Consumers are reinforcing my original suggestion. 4ID needs to have 2 spurs inside their package to avoid confusion and to add value to their product.
As the retail day comes to an end, the consumers fill out their surveys and give their feedback on 4ID. Will the survey results be strong enough to convince our investor Joe to financially back this product?
We're really hoping the surveys are going to give us some really good feedback.
I've got a lot of kids at home that need a college fund, so we're hoping this goes well.
It's time for the Hatch Pop Quiz. Which of these categories has the largest safety sports equipment market in the U.S.? Is it A, cycling, B, football, or C, skiing? Find out the answer when we return to Hatched. Before the break, we asked, which of these categories has the largest safety sports equipment market in the U.S.? Is it A, cycling, B, football, or C, skiing? The answer is A, cycling. Cycling is the largest segment of the safety sports equipment market in the U.S., with sales of about $740 million annually. Rodger and Ron came to Hatch Business Solutions looking for an investment to turn their wearable safety lights into a national brand. They faced the ultimate retail challenge.
Consumers coming in all day long. It's both exhilarating and demanding at the same time.
But will the consumer survey results be strong enough to help convince our investor Joe that their product is worthy of financial backing?
All right, guys, we have the results in for 4ID. A lot of it's really surprising.
Interesting.
So you ready to bring them on, Joe?
Let's bring them on.
Gentlemen, welcome back.
How was your retail day?
It was tiring, exhilarating, and we got a lot of great consumer feedback.
We have your survey results. Are you ready to hear them?
Yes, we are.
Okay, when we asked folks if they like your name, only 40% said yes.
I don't really understand the name.
I have absolutely no idea why it's called that.
There's so many more creative names they could come up with.
Consumers didn't really like your name. And you remember I gave you that feedback?
Yes. Well, for ID, we also offer a medical ID bracelet. So the 4 is a person, and then the ID is identification. So that's kind of where it was born.
That is a great explanation, but as Freddie can tell you, in retail, you don't get to have a conversation.
No.
Your name should really communicate the purpose of your product.
We've talked about it. So we actually would take your advice, and we're actually thinking about changing the name.
Great. So when the consumers were asked, do you like the packaging? 80% said yes.
The package really catches your eye.
I like the packaging. It's very attractive to a consumer.
Even though the results were overwhelming that they like your package, I highly recommend you change that package. Right now, it's easy to push the button and the light stays on. You run the risk of return because your batteries are dying.
I still think you got our address out, boys.
We have a rechargeable that we're working on so that each store would get their own system, and so in the evening, they just have to recharge it.
They have to recharge it.
Yes, the retail associates. We all know. I know it's difficult.
Yeah, that might be impossible. That's a lot of extra steps.
Well, that's why we're here, Freddie. Looking for your feedback.
The survey also showed that you guys are performing better with men than women.
I see on your package you have a male runner. Is there anything you can do to appeal more to a female consumer?
We could absolutely make it more targeted for the women.
Have a dual photo.
Dual photo is a good option.
I'm surprised I missed that, Nicole. I did not notice a woman was not on the package.
Well, hello. That's why you have a woman on the panel.
So when it came to the consumer's feedback on your overall price point, 75% thought you were offering a fair price for your product.
I actually think the price is really good. I think they're really reasonably priced.
I would probably spend that much.
Based on the survey results, the consumers liked your price point, but I'm still gonna have to go by what I initially told you guys. I think you need to have 2 of your spurs inside the package just to add more value to it. And you have an image on your package that has 2 spurs.
Correct.
But you have 1 spur inside the package. You just want to make sure that you're not confusing the consumer.
And we agree. And I think, obviously, with our margins, putting 2 in a package is a possibility. Then we absolutely will move forward with your recommendation.
This product has great potential, but it needs a lot of work before it can be retail ready. But the fact that Rodger and Ron are so open to our suggestions, it's very encouraging.
All right, before I make my final decision, anything else you want to say to us?
We actually have a great product. With the results of the survey and the passion that we have in the product, hopefully you will be part of our team and take us to the next level.
Thank you guys for the feedback. We really appreciate it.
This is a really big opportunity for our company and my family. I mean, this is financial security in the future. We invested a lot in this. This is our one opportunity to get to the big box retailer. The stakes are huge.
It's time for Joe to consult with his experts before he makes his final decision.
All right, team, here we are. Talk to me about 4ID.
4ID is a great product, but from a retail perspective, you gotta change the packaging. The one thing I'm afraid of, and I mentioned this before, that the consumer pushing that button can kill the battery life, and that would turn into a bunch of returns. So fix the package with that, and then also adding more value to it by adding an additional unit inside the package, because the picture calls for 2 units in the pack. And that added value, retailers love that.
They also need to think about changing their name. I don't think it clearly describes the product. I think they also need to fix their actual product. As a runner, I know that there are a multitude of devices that can track your heart rate, that can also store your emergency contact information. This does neither of those things. They need to take this to the 2.0 level to really appeal to their core customer. They need a robust social and guerrilla marketing campaign that really reaches out to runners who are going to be their evangelists.
I agree. Marketing and retail strategy are key. Just really targeting that demographic that will buy their product. But right now, Joe, it is not retail ready.
But those things are fixable. And when they are fixed, I think it can be a good investment.
All right, thank you both. I've reached my decision. Let's bring them in and give them the news.
Coming up.
I'm just trying to keep it together. Hopefully I won't throw up on Nicole.
Here's the decision.
Rodger and Ron came to Hatch Business Solutions in the hopes of turning 4ID into a household name. At the Retail Challenge, their wearable safety lights shined bright with the consumers.
It's super comfortable, and I like how light it is.
But our investor and his experts have major concerns.
Right now, Joe, it is not retail ready.
And now it's decision time. Have Rodger and Ron done enough to secure an investment to turn their product into a national brand?
I just have butterflies in my stomach. It's excitement, it's nervousness. This is definitely the biggest moment in my life.
I'm just trying to keep it together. Hopefully I won't throw up on Nicole.
Gentlemen, it wasn't easy to get here, was it?
No.
And we kind of put you through a ringer, didn't we?
A little bit of sandpaper, about 80, 90 grit.
You guys have a great product, and you know that. That said, there are some things you have to do to get that product ready for it to really fly. After careful deliberation, here's the decision. We at Hatched Business Solutions would like to work with you.
Woohoo! Awesome.
We want to help you get this product ready to be all that it can be. Great effort. This is a terrific win for you guys.
Whew, we're just a little overwhelmed right now.
So I'm just excited that you guys want to work with us going forward.
I am extremely grateful. We're hitting the big time, so we're really pumped, really excited about the opportunity.
You have a great product, you have a great story, and you have some major potential. And I think with the tweaks that we suggested, you will be retail ready.
I think it's about taking your product to the next level, which we can help you do.
Awesome. We're ready, and we thank you for the opportunity.
I'm really excited to be working with these guys. This journey's been long, it's been nerve-wracking, it's been exciting, and it's only just beginning.